What's up, everybody? It's your girl East checking in, Nightmare Projects, with episode 6 of Get Familiar. And if you're just tuning in to the channel, it's just the interview segment that I started highlighting entrepreneurs, everything. But today is a special day. It's a special episode. And it's episode 6. And coincidentally, I'm here with Kodakk 6000.
I know, right? Yeah. Kodakk 6000 in this bitch. You already know what's going on, man. Kid of the era.
Yes, and we here to talk about this new documentary. He's been going crazy on Twitter, with all these old, like, vintage clips of East Atlanta 2004, 2009.
Basically, we going in with the documentary is coming soon. And, I'm just putting everybody on, like, the era that never really got shine like that. They had, like, the little trap era, but, it's a snap era, man. It's the era that, like, we grew up on, so, yeah.
Exactly. So, like, right after the crunk era became the snap era, we would say. And every time, like, on these documentaries, no shade to T.I. and Gucci and them, but every time they talk about their life, they just jump right into their life, but they don't talk about, the type of music that was going on around the time while they were still grinding, coming up. And that was songs like White Tee, Juke Boy. Oh, yeah.
Bubblegum, Pool Palace, Bet You Can't Do It Like Me, What's Happening, Bunny Hop, what was another one of my favorite ones? Was it I can't even think of it right now. Oh, Roosevelt. Can't forget about the Roosevelt.
Everybody was spelling Stone Mountain. Didn't know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, everybody spelling Stone Mountain. Stone Mountain on my arm. So yeah, for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
So would you say, we just gonna say that was the beginning of the snap era?
Yeah, that definitely was the beginning of the snap era. The first snap song was Watch Me Do It by the Flow Masters. Okay. So I think that's 2005, like late 2005. 2006 came White Tee, Bet You Can't Do It Like Me, Laffy Taffy, and so on and so forth. So you had to be here at that time because a lot of songs was on SoundClick. You couldn't even hear these songs unless you was in the club because we didn't even play radio music at that time. We were just straight Atlanta music. So,
right.
That was like the beginning of the era, and then like, it just started catching on real fast. People like Lil Jon started making snap music. T-Pain, Jermaine Dupri, Diddy, everybody was trying to get a piece of the snap movement, but they never really like involved themselves all the way into the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so that's basically what this documentary about. You're gonna find out a lot of the creators, a lot of dancers that put it on behind the scenes. Controversy. People basically getting screwed over, capitalizing on the movement. Like, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be the best thing that the city has seen in a very, very long time, coming from like a person who was right there the entire time.
Especially speaking for the old Atlanta, because we know the new Atlanta is just now getting started or whatever. They kind of took over for real, and we're gonna get into all that. So basically, you mentioned SoundClick. Everybody was putting their songs on SoundClick, and once like the T-Pains and everybody else, Lil Jon, started taking the snap sound, everybody was still putting their music out on SoundClick, sure. Which was basically Black Mob and the Fam.
Oh yeah, for sure. Black Mob, the Fam, TC,
DSB, ESG, Born Threats, all of them.
All them, and then they pretty much had it rocking. Like, if you wasn't here at that time, like, that's all you would hear is just like, you may hear a new diss song at the club. Like, I felt like every weekend we would go to the club, you'll hear like a new diss song or a new song. So it was just cool, you know what I'm saying? And like that like shaped Atlanta to what it is today. Like, I don't even think the kids would even survive in that era, to be honest with you. Just like
nah, especially since when you was putting out the clips on Twitter with the Stonecrest, Civil War, people was like, when was this? All the little kids was like, when was this? Like, if you don't know this, you too young, period. You are too young. So basically, what would you say was the start of the Civil War with Black Mob and the Fam? Was it the jackets? Because niggas was coming to school with the jackets. The black jackets with the orange insides. Y'all remember them jackets with the 3-letter clicks on the back. So what was the beef about? Do you know? Or
from my perspective, like, shout out to Lil 3 from Born Thread. and Squirt from Black Mob and all them. From my perspective, everybody was cool at one point. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they all was making music. Everybody was making music or whatnot. But rumor has it that some girl came between both of the groups, and people started to branch off because they were like, Black Mob was like Comcast or something like that, and they had a bunch of little companies underneath them. And then you got Black Mob, who was like Apple, and they had a couple of people up underneath them too. The best way to explain it, and it just like it got out of hand. You know what I'm saying? And it's all happening in the East Side area, to where Rock Bridge is beefing with Lithonia, and Lithonia is beefing with South Decatur area, and it's just crazy. Like, and the one place that they would pick the fight at for whatever reason just so happened to be Stonecrest. Stonecrest, I don't know why, but they thought that was like the battlegrounds for like the fights, because they knew you can find somebody that you was beefing with at Stonecrest. It's brand new, right. You know what I'm saying? So even to this day, like, You got to be 18 and up at a certain time. You couldn't even walk 4 deep for like decades. So like you couldn't even walk 4 deep with your friends at Stonecrest, and it just ruined it. I mean, Stonecrest was gonna be like the next Lennox, and like now
we ruined it. So when everybody say, "Oh my God, Stonecrest so ghetto," oh my God, yes, it's our fault. We messed it up. We messed it up. Because I remember being up there, somebody getting shot. It was right when the Biggie movie came out. Niggas getting shot, walking in the movie theater, leaking. Like, what are you doing?
I posted that too. I posted everything pretty much, like, just to give people an insight, like, of just what was going on. I mean, because it was so much fun in that time, but then you had that going on too. So I think we were more like, I think our generation was like adrenaline junkies, if you want to be honest with you, because we knew we would go to the club and somebody was going to get shot that night.
Or somebody was going to fight.
Fighting was literally like, that was guaranteed. You would see a fight, and it wouldn't even stop the club. They would just push them out.
The way, and then that's it. Especially at the Libra, because they are definitely getting back to the party at the Libra everywhere.
Libra, what was that? Wasted Wednesdays, man. Just remember people going in, pissy drunk, fighting, getting kicked out, going right back in, doing it all over again, and the cycle continues. But now it's like you fight, the whole club shut down.
Right.
It's over. One little baby fight. I mean, we used to have like 6 fights.
It was song. Like
one song. Like they knew, like the club. They would know. They'll drop this.
Nuck if you butt. Come on.
Nuck if you butt. What was another good one? Any Black Mom fam song that came on. It was time to fight. Jukey Boy, I mean, everybody was dancing to Jukey Boy. Everybody was getting juked. This was an era when people was actually getting twerk. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd be damn. That's why I don't go to the club. I'm trying to get some twerk, all kind of good stuff. So
right, we even had different twerk groups out. It was a whole lot. Like the ABC era really formed a lot of cliques. Like everybody had an ABC clique. Everybody.
And you had to have the jacket, the black jacket with the fur, the orange on the inside. If you did not have that jacket, you was not lit. So yeah, I had the jacket. I wasn't even in no clique. I just had the jacket, for a safety jacket.
So what would you say was some of the teen clubs out back then? Because I know from middle school for us was Decatur Family Skate. My mom would never let me go because they played the commercial on TV, so she was just not going for it at all. But it was some other clubs out there. So what would you say was the teen clubs?
All right, my favorite teen clubs, we got All American,
right,
Lone Star, HNIC. What was that club? What was that? Tyler's. Studio 72, Panthers Lounge. What was another good one?
The Warehouse.
Oh yeah, the Warehouse. I forgot about the Warehouse. The Warehouse. I mean, it was so many. Like teens used to party. They used to party their ass off. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been partying since I've been like 13, 14, and it's like that's a big part of our culture. It's just them teen clubs, like
especially being able to go out and twerk and all that other stuff like that. So let's go back a couple. We done skipped a whole bunch of stuff, but
Golden Glide. I forgot about Golden Glide. Got to add in Golden Glide and Skate Town. Can't forget about that.
All that was jumping all the time, and more so, Golden Glide was jumping for the skates, and All American was jumping for the twerk.
For sure.
So nobody was really doing much skating at All American.
Or at Decatur Family Skate.
Yeah.
You know, they had
a whole club side.
I was about to say, did you ever go to the old club room? They had like a dance floor. They had like the where you skate, and then they had this other room on the side where the clubs that used to be at. It was crazy though.
Yeah, so that's how people got away with it, because they thought there was late night skating. But you know, just for the little kids watching, trying to figure out how
the lock in.
Yeah, you know, they did have lock ins. I forgot. No, my mom was not going for it. I had to find something safe to do.
Like they used to be like, you locked in. You weren't necessarily locked in, but you were definitely locked in to being there till like 1 in the morning. And we were kids.
Right. Just having fun. God knows what the parents was doing at that time, but
they were clubbing too. I felt like they was at their club and we was at our club, and when they let out, they came and got us.
Right. That's probably is how it happened, like little daycare clubs, some shit like that.
They were daycare clubs. Matter of fact, that's what you gonna call this. They were daycare clubs. That's where we go. Daycare clubs. I like that. I'm still in that.
That's your spot. So that's basically where we heard all the music on SoundClick. Mm-hmm. Now going fast forward to like 2007, I'll say that was the beginning of the rock star era.
Ooh, yeah.
When everybody was partying like a rock star, tatted up. People was getting tattoos. They ain't had no business getting tattoos.
Tatted up. Yeah, I got a bunch of tattoos I regret from that era. Thinking I was cool, man. Yeah, the tatted up era. What else was going on in that time? Will Rico was just coming out. Soulja Boy.
Yes, Crank That. Everything came out then. Crank That. Superman.
Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. Homeless man. Any man you can think of. Everybody they had to crank that for all that, man. Definitely. But the second biggest one was Crank That Batman. They had the hardest beat ever. Like that was my favorite Crank That, to be honest with you. I like that more than I liked the Soulja Boy, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we did, because I was in the band, so shout out to Stevenson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We cranked that Superman, Spider-Man, Batman.
That was for the Battle of the Bands, right?
Yeah, for the Battle of the Bands, we did Batman. We did all the bands for that.
I'm a classic one, because see, we used to rock with each other back in school. So like, I think we went against Southwest DeKalb one year, and they did Teabag the whole. Do you remember that?
No, that we teabagged them.
Oh, right, that's right.
And that's the thing. We teabagged them. See, that's how influential the black mob culture was on Atlanta. Like, we teabagged Southwest, and we even brought out we had teabags and cups. Through the cups. And we also had Ben Hill Squad there too. Ben Hill Squad. Damn, what's the name of the song? I can't. Song that hoe, do your dance. Yeah, we brought them out, so that was lit. So that's just how influential the snap culture was. Yeah, even like translating back to band, when you doing it in the band, that shit speaks volumes.
Matter of fact, it was a big part of band to me. If you want to it went hand in hand, because of the culture at that time. Like, bands were big. Everybody was going to Battle of the Bands, and like everybody knew what was going on. Like, I think people wanted to see that more, right, because we were so tuned in to what was going on at the time. So right. Yeah, like shout out to all the bands, man, for real. Like, shout out the whole DeKalb County when it came to that, because we used to go crazy when it came to band season.
Exactly. So let's go. Oh yeah. So I know you mentioned about all the cranks, but you didn't say Crank That Yank.
Oh yeah, Crank That Yank.
And you can't leave them out. They are special.
Version. That's a special version. Like, shout out to Cash Camp, man. Shout out to all them boys, Jit, Yella, Playboy, Light. Shout out to y'all, man, because if it wasn't for them, there would be no Crank That from Soulja Boy. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have a lot of these little movements. You know what I'm saying? They might as well be like the instructional video, right, for being like a snap group in a line. Yeah, like people didn't even understand like what was that all about, and when they dropped that video with them cars on, and that was like that was it. The rule book, you know what I'm saying, to like a lot of the culture when it came to just earlier days on MySpace and earlier YouTube. Like, that was the staple video. So big shout out to them. Like, they're a big part of the culture. Like, if it wasn't for them, like, it wouldn't be a lot of stuff. For sure. And especially the Crank That, going back to the Soulja Boy, we even had the lady on the Martyr Train tripping. She thought she was Soulja World.
everybody was cranking the Soulja Boy.
This Marta girl, whatever her name, whatever they was calling her, like the Marta
but
chick, but
the
yeah.
Marta somebody, but she was on YouTube. So how would you say social media has changed from back then to now? Because we speaking on YouTube like it's Instagram, and back then that's basically what it was, because all the videos was on YouTube, so you had to go to YouTube to see it. But now Instagram, you could get on there at any time and see anything. So how you think about the evolution of social media?
The evolution of social media, we was at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? And we had MySpace, and like for order for people to see our videos, we would use YouTube on our timeline for people like Instagram, you know what I'm saying? So in the beginning of like YouTube, you would see, you got to put in like 11 years ago. I think it started 11, 12 years ago when YouTube really first came out heavy hard. And we just would drop videos on there. So I think right now, that in particular era, as far as Atlanta, like for some reason, we were just up on that early. We was up on YouTube early. We was up on like MySpace early. And that kind of shaped the way we use the internet to today. To this day. That's why you have so many influencers and all that out here in Atlanta. You like, how they doing? This is because we've been using YouTube, MySpace, and these different social media platforms since the beginning of time, the beginning of social media. So the way it's faced today is that a lot of dancers, they might not even realize it, but they're still using the same formula. We still doing the same thing. I ain't doing nothing new.
Exactly.
It's the same thing we been doing 50 years ago.
Exactly. Especially the whoa. The whoa kills me the most, because y'all throw it up and then, but that's basically the same thing we did with Lean With It, Rock With It. When you throw it up and you go to the other side and you catch it. So it's just kind of just remixed a little bit.
Yeah, and shout out to them. Like, I rock with all the dance creators. You know what I'm saying? I think like the whoa is like an advanced version of some of what we was doing back in the day, because it got like Dougie in there, you know what I'm saying? It has like other dance styles to kind of make it what it is, but it's all familiar. Like, we all getting it from somewhere and kind of revamping it and making it our own, but like, we rock with the roll and the whoa. Like, of course you throw it up and hit that mud. I mean, anybody from Atlanta gonna think about the snap dance and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But big shout out to them though, man, because I do the dance. You know what I'm saying? I love the whoa. So and it kind of go with like the music that we got anyway. So.
Yeah. So I give them that.
They are cousins. Okay. Dallas is our cousins. Okay. Shout out to them. They are cousins for real.
All right. I let that slide. Then I let that slide. I let it slide.
They got that one. Like, come on, man. We was doing the Dougie. We was doing the Dougie hard.
We was Dougie hard for sure.
No,
yeah.
let's not. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say they are cousins. So it's like when they do dances and stuff like that, and it's kind of like similar. It's like because we got the same type of flavor for real.
Right. So they did come from Texas.
For sure.
Okay, got you.
For sure.
So back to the Snap documentary. Where in the hell did you find all these clear videos at? That's the real question that everybody want to know.
I went back to the past in the time capsule and got that shit. That's basically, I was the only person in the past with an iPhone 6, and I went back there and recorded all this good footage for y'all, and I came back with it. That's all I can pretty much say right there.
Because we are all hating. Because in that video, you had everybody with their flip Samsung phones, the flip camera.
I'm the only one in that thing like that with the iPhone 6 right there in the class. But nah, for real, for some reason, I don't know why. I think that camera, whatever phone they was using, it was a good phone, because that camera was great. And, you know, I don't even know, to be completely honest with you. I was making a joke, but I don't know how it's that good.
Right. How long did it take for you to put the whole documentary together?
I've been working on a documentary for about a year and some change. Mm-hmm. At first I was starting it on another direction. But then it was like I was more so putting it like what we necessarily did. Right. But then it's like, fuck me and being biased towards my own shit. It's like, man, I want to talk about everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like everybody in Atlanta got like a unique story. So I decided to really shed light on my boy Gio from the Flow Masters and Casey and Young Tay, who really was like the forefathers of Atlanta dance. The reason why I really be going hard for real. So I thought it would be great for the world to know like the influence that they had on like just Atlanta in general. So that's what made me want to really go hard with the documentary. And so about a year and some change, really getting footage and putting everything together. So yeah.
Yep. And Would you say that motion sickness was behind some of the dances, well, swag surf at the time when it came out?
For sure. Motion sickness, we was a rare dance group, and when it came to swag surfing, we was pushing it with Fly, and we got blessed by Pistol P, shout out Pistol P, from Southside Mafia, to actually do the dance and really push it, because it's a part of their culture, but Fly just so happened to make the greatest swag surfing song. So, we just got a chance to really push swag surfing and Puerto Rico just on the internet and really getting it out there, to the masses. 1-on-1, Snap Squad, First Squad, wow, so many Snap Mania, so many Snap groups at that time, like that I could shit. Shout out to all the groups who played a big part in the culture. Your girls,
ATL Bomb Squad.
Oh, you can't forget ATL Bomb Squad. What's up, Nate? My boy Nate, man. He been a big part of the culture for like forever. So big shout out to Nate with keeping the culture alive for real. And it was tons. It was tons of dance groups. Want to see more dance groups in Atlanta. Want to see more dancers get back to the dancing in the club. Like, that's y'all place of dancing at. Like, Instagram is one place. I mean, I know y'all want people to see y'all, but make sure y'all dance in the club too, so y'all can create an atmosphere for everybody else, because it's going to take us to do it for everybody else to have fun. It's like monkey see, monkey do. So.
Right, and we need y'all new promoters to stop being so bougie with our Atlanta artists and put their songs in the club.
Please do. Like, I know y'all got all these lounges. I know we going through this whole lounge and, cool phase, but look, new promoters, make sure y'all tap into the Atlanta culture and find out what's going on. Make sure y'all help push the culture forward, because that's how to work out here. You know what I'm saying? We got so many great promoters before y'all came that basically graduated, and they're the gatekeepers of Atlanta, and they're taking care of Atlanta on a different bracket now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The Meezies and the Amber Grimes and the Rachy Babies, the Tune Days, and so on and so forth. Y'all know who y'all are. But for the ones who are like the new promoters and the new club owners, make sure y'all tap in, learn what's going on, man. Learn who the cool artists are out here, man. Like, work with them. Like, know what's going on so y'all club can be hot too. And the reason why y'all club probably just stagnant is because y'all not rocking with us. Y'all being bougie, you know what I'm saying? All these dress codes and weird stuff, like, stop that. Like, nah, it's not the move. Party. It's time to turn up. Turn up with the culture.
Come on back. And so where you think you're going to drop this at? Drop the documentary at?
I'm aiming towards Netflix.
Okay.
That's why it's like, I'm making sure that it's the best, you know what I'm saying? Making sure that it's a real good documentary that the world can see. Not trying to be too hood, not trying to be too preppy, but I'm trying to get it on Netflix. So Netflix, if you see this shit, just call us, you know what I'm saying? Either Netflix or Adult Swim, because they out here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I rock with Adult Swim, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Adult Swim or Hulu or HBO, they're my foe, you know what I'm saying? If you come to one of these little parties we're gonna have, I know we got East Atlanta Fanda coming up, and I'm definitely gonna be keeping people in tune with a private screening. So people in the A gonna see it first for sure. I'm gonna make sure everybody in the A see this first, and then the rest of the world gonna see this, because I need y'all to give me the feedback so I can make some changes or whatever and whatever else, and boom, we can all do this together. So this ain't just me. This a whole Atlanta project. You know what I'm saying? It's for us. So just hit me up. What's on my Twitter? Kodakk 6000. Instagram Kodakk 6K. With 2 Ks, Kodakk 6K, and the same for 6,000. And just give me feedback. Y'all got videos or anything that was special to y'all. Y'all got dance videos or club videos when y'all was, you know what I'm saying, other time. Send them to me. Like, still want to put a lot of stuff in there, and I'm giving credit to everybody who sends it to me in the credit. So we all gonna be on that thing. You know what I'm saying? And never like, oh, that me right there. That my video right there. So that's how we trying to hit it.
All right. Anything else? Because before we log off, anything else you want to tell the people?
What Rico is real. Look, our bad, bro. He's a real dude.
Oh God, Rico.
Rico, look, we sorry, bro. Like,
maybe you could put him in a documentary. If y'all could, maybe I could squash the beef by putting him in a doc.
Man, I don't even know if he personally would even want to put his face. I would have to make him like a silhouette.
I mean, at this point in the game, Rico, if you out there, I mean, you might as well put your face out there and get some clout a little bit. I mean, don't do anything for clout. However, you know, let people know your story. We want to hear from you.
Cause we fought before. You know, he got his revenge. You know, nonetheless, cause everybody was thinking he was like some urban legend or something like that. And one night he showed up to the club and I didn't even know who he was yet. And I'm looking at that club shifting and moving. I'm like, yeah, I think this is Rico because he's looking right at us right now. Uh-oh. And you know, back then he brought the troops and yeah, like we got jumped.
Oh God.
We got jumped, but it was like shit. Once I got jumped and shit, I did stuff. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely doing a Will Rico dance. I don't like this nigga at all.
Oh man.
But it ain't nothing personal. I mean, I was young. We was all young back then. You know what I'm saying? And I if somebody made a song called Whoop Kodakk, I would be on everybody's ass. You feel me? So,
right. I mean, but hey, it's Atlanta history, so just come out of hiding.
Come on, man, Rico. Look, man, we'll cut you that check, man, to go ahead and get that your side of the story. So.
Exactly. That would be lit. That would be dope.
That would be the latest shit ever. For real, for real.
All right. So for everybody that made it this far to the interview, we appreciate you for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. We got a lot of more dope content on the way.
All right.
This nigga is a nut. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch y'all later.